I initially came to see Damon because I was involved in a car accident. Broke femur, tibia, ribs, collarbone, hips, pelvis. So it was a pretty major car accident. Well, I was in the hospital for 3 months, and when I got out, I was in a wheelchair. So he was able to get me out of a wheelchair, got me mobile. Well, during that process, obviously, I was in a lot of pain. With all the exercises that he had me do, I was able to relieve mostly all the pain. I have hardware in my body, my knees and my thighs, and he was able to get me going, move me to a point where I was independent. It took about a year. I was able to work with him. He was able to work with me. And the love and the patience, he knew when to really push me to get going, and he knew also my limitations as well. And I really truly feel that he had not shown me that love and the patience, I would have not gotten as better or as good as I've been now. I feel great. I'm able to move on with life. I was able to drive, get myself cooking, learning how to do mostly everything that as an independent person I was doing before, thanks to Damien. One of the reasons why I mentioned that he knows how to push you, knows your limitations, and he knows also your strength, is I had a situation where I wasn't sleeping. I had excruciating pain. As I went to the doctor, he recommended acupuncture. I went to acupuncture, and then he said, my doctor also recommended to go back to physical rehab. And obviously, I'm going back to Damien. He worked on me for a couple of weeks, I would say probably, then it turned into a couple of months. And he did notice that I wasn't up to performing like he knows me. As it turned out, the pain became worse. And he said to me, listen, you need to go back to your doctor. I said to him, why? What's the reason? And he says, I think there's something wrong. I've tried everything with you and the pain is not going away. As I went back to my doctor, I took x-rays. It was in my femur here. And he noticed that the rod came out of place. I have rods in both my thighs, and I had to have surgery the next day. Had it not been for Damien, he caught the problem. And I'm so glad he did, because it would have perfed one of my organs. And that's what my doctor says. It's a little nerve-wracking saying something like this, but I'm so glad that he was able to catch it, because not even my doctor was able to catch that. And that's one of the things where you need a physical therapist to know you, know your strength, and know your limitations. When you go through a lot of physical pain, emotionally, it takes a while to sort of see and appreciate what it does for you, but you see it with time as you progress. You could see that emotionally you're sort of sad, you're depressed, your life changes. And that's another thing that, as I always tell him, I could never thank him enough for what he did for me. He knows that.